Clutch Trucker is filmed before a very fluffy live studio audience. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thought I'd do a little more of a fun video today. And I thought this would be, I grew up watching David Letterman. He always had his top 10 list, so hey, why not? First for the Clutch Trucker channel, a top 10 list. It'll be the top 10 things truckers have to deal with that most people don't have to. Okay, number 10. When your truck is in the shop, you lost your house. You lost your place to live. Imagine that. Imagine anytime you had to have anything repaired on your house, you had to just give them your house and they took your house away and you couldn't use it. That's annoying. That's number 10. Number 9. Very hard to schedule doctor's appointments, dentist appointments, eye appointments, and so forth when you're a truck driver. I've had a dental issue I've needed to deal with for quite a long time. But of course, every time I try to get an appointment, then something would happen. I couldn't make it back for the appointment. Then I'd say, hey, I need to reschedule that. And they'd say, well, how about a month from now? I'm like, I don't know where I'm going to be a month from now. I could be in North Carolina. I could be in Washington. I could be in New York. I don't know. I get like 2 to 3 days notice at best of when I'm going to be home. And of course, I always kept trying to call them and say, hey, do you have an appointment for this Saturday? No, we don't. That's really hard. Thank God there's urgent care. Whenever I've been sick, that's where I usually have to go because you can get right in. But eye appointments, dentist appointments, really hard to schedule. The number 8 thing truckers have to deal with that most people don't have to, you're not home most of the time. Now, it seems like that's kind of a given, but it gets pretty hard. I'm over 300 days out of the year on the road, and I'm not home all that time. That gets pretty tough. When you're living out of this thing. So you miss a lot of the family stuff. Thank God there's cell phones. I don't know how old school truckers back in the day before there were cell phones did it. That's probably why most of them ended up getting divorced. Because when you can't even talk to your spouse on a daily or semi-daily basis, funny thing, they're going to act like you don't exist anymore, you're not there anymore, and usually truckers would get divorced. Not as bad these days. I talk to my wife every day on the phone. So if I didn't have that though, could be big trouble. And I got to talk to my kids. I got to text them at least, if nothing else. So thank God there's that. But not being home most of the year, that's tough. The number 7 thing truckers have to deal with that most other people don't. This is kind of a fun one. 4-wheelers constantly telling you you're number 1. Happens all the time. Because with 4-wheelers, pretty much all they know about truckers is we're big, we're slow, and we're in their way. And it's always our fault. If they are coming up behind us at 85 miles an hour and we're passing another vehicle, it's our fault that we're not getting out of their way. I'm sorry I didn't let you speed. I'm sorry I didn't let you break the law, but it's my fault. I'm sorry. The number 6 thing that truckers have to deal with that most other people don't have to, we live in a tiny, tiny space most of the year, smaller than a jail cell. We live in something smaller than criminals live in all the time. I kind of did some math on this, and if you include the bunk, the sleeper area, which you really shouldn't because it's not floor space, about 20 square feet at best. 20 square feet. Your smallest hotel room is usually about 40. I mean, whoa. That's a small space, and we live in that all the time. The number 5 thing truckers have to deal with that most other people don't is before you go to sleep. Not only is it, hey, did I lock all the doors and windows? Is the brake set? Am I going to roll? Is my house going to roll away? The number 4 thing truckers have to deal with that most other people don't, roller griller food. Roller grill food. You know what I'm talking about. When you go to a truck stop and there's those hot dogs or those tornadoes or what have you just rolling around on that grill. They've been swimming on that thing for God knows how many hours. I try to keep my truck fully stocked of food. Sometimes, though, you just run out of stuff or you just don't have time to make a sandwich and you got to grab something off of that roller grill. it's usually a mistake. Roller grill food, what kind of punishment is that? The number 3 thing truckers have to deal with that most other people don't, no bathroom in our house. That's kind of huge. Wow, especially in lousy months, lousy weather, bad weather. This is why truck drivers never throw away bottles. Water bottles, soda bottles. I've got a bag back there just full of those. I don't need to elaborate, I don't think, but when it's 17 below zero, I'm not getting fully dressed and hiking across the parking lot through 3 feet of snow to do the number 1. This is why we don't throw away bottles. No bathroom in the truck. Really, in this day and age, I really think they should have something in here like that. And I'm tempted to customize something myself because as I get older, you know, I don't think I need to elaborate too much more on this. Do I? I know you don't want me to. The number 2 thing the truckers have to deal with that most other people don't. Okay, a lot of times, you know, you hear people talk about, oh, they wake up in the middle of the night and they're like, oh crap, what time is it? Am I late for work? What time is it? Blah, blah, blah. Okay, we have the added fun of what time is it and where the hell am I? You know, a lot of times I've had to pull that curtain back and look out to try to get a clue because I'm half asleep. I'm like, where am I? I see snow out there. Okay, I'm obviously somewhere north. Or, oh, it looks like it's warm. Oh, it's been raining. Where am I? Sometimes I have to pull out my damn notebook to refer to that just to figure out where the hell I am. If I've been in a real deep sleep and I just kind of wake up suddenly going, should I be rolling? Should I be driving? What's happening? Where am I? Most people, you know, at least you know you're home. Well, we're in our home, but our home could be anywhere. So that's a real added fun. Where am I? That's the big fun. And the number 1 thing truckers have to deal with that most other people don't, and I talked about this in my best trucker mattress video, which is your bed is always at a different angle. Sometimes it's leaning to the front, sometimes it's leaning to the back, sometimes to the left, sometimes to the right. I don't want to have to remake my bed every time, so I'm always trying to park. If I have to lean any direction at all, I'd rather the front of the truck be facing and leaning a little to the right because I keep my head on the bunk behind my driver's seat. If I'm leaning to the left, that means I'm kind of sleeping downhill and all the blood's rushing to my head. So I have to kind of bunch up the pillows just so I'm not quite as much of an angle. Some truck stops, I just wonder what the hell they're thinking. When, like, the whole lot is... There's one in... Harrisonburg? Yeah, I think that's it. Harrisonburg, Virginia, off I-81. The whole lot is at a huge angle. There's just no way to get a decent night's sleep parking there because you're constantly feel like you're clawing trying to stay on the damn bed. So see, most people don't have to do that. You don't go, oh, well, honey, it's been quite a night. I'm going to go off to bed, open the door to the bedroom, and it's sideways. That would be kind of a shock, wouldn't it? And then the next night, oh, it's sideways the other way. Or it's all leaning downhill. We got to deal with sleeping at different angles all the time. That can get annoying. Okay, so there's my top 10 list of things truckers have to deal with that most other people don't have to. I know there's a whole bunch more. This is just what I came up with off the top of my head after getting parked here at the TA, well, they call it the East Seattle TA. It's actually in North Bend, Washington, quite a ways from Seattle. This place is a cluster muck. It always fills up. I hate to have to park here, but it made sense for tonight. I used my Ultra credit to reserve a spot, and tonight I'm leaning, unfortunately, to the left the way I don't want to have to lean. It's not terrible. I'll just bunch up the pillows and hopefully not too much blood will rush to my head as I'm trying to sleep tonight. But this is the one I'd love to hear your comments on, drivers, because I'm sure there's a whole bunch of other ones we can come up with. So we can probably make a couple more videos on top 10 things truckers have to deal with that most other people don't. So please comment on this one. I'd love to read those. As always, please subscribe. Love to kick that up a little bit. Like, ring that bell, and of course comment. As always, Clutch Trucker here. Clutch out.